should do to make your life easier. And there's always going to be the hard way, but it's not going to be. Second only to learning your multiplication tables, this is probably the next best thing here. And that is this. Today we're talking about, let's just call it cross-canceling. Cross-canceling. And what it basically sums down to this is if you have something like this. 5/6, a fraction 5/6 times 1/5. Okay, if I were to do that problem, which I will, semi-manual, right off the bat I get what is my answer? Multiplying across, I end up with 5 over 30, and then I have to reduce it, and what number goes into both of those?
5.
Okay, divide them both by 5, divide them both by 5, I end up with an answer of 1/6. Okay, what we're learning to do today, people, is really basically sums up, simply said, is reducing before you multiply. Okay, in other words, rather than multiplying these out, getting an answer, and then dividing by 5, why not taking a look at my first two fractions and say, well, why not, if 5 goes into a top and a bottom number, why not reduce it first and then have an easier multiplication problem and not have to worry about it at the end? And all you need to do is look at this. You look at the top numbers and the bottom numbers, and you say, is there a number that goes into, well, 5 and 6 don't have anything, but 5 and 5 are the same number. If they are the same number, you can just say, okay, well, 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. I've reduced it, 1 for 1, just like reducing. And guess what I got left for my fraction? 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 6 is 6. You get the answer without having to do the multiplication, and then it just saves a lot. And this was a really easy one, okay? There get to be very, very, very difficult long ones, like this one here. Well, this one isn't really difficult, but it is a different one. If you have 1 1/9 times 1 1/5. Okay, you cannot do cross-canceling until after you make improper. So you wait until you make it improper. And what do I get when I make these improper fractions? 1 1/10 is, Lutz? And 1 1/9 is?
1 over 9.
1 times 9 is?
9.
Plus 1?
10.
This is 10 over 9.
And then
And this is 1 times 5 is?
6 over
6 over 5. Okay. Now, rather than multiplying this together and getting 60 over 45 and then doing a whole bunch of canceling, I can look at, do you see any top numbers and bottom numbers that have common factors that you can divide into both of them? Okay, and it doesn't have to be the exact same number both, but it has to be the same number for a top and bottom. For example, Peter, what?
10 and 5.
Okay, what number goes into both 10 and 5?
2.
No, 2 doesn't go into 5.
Oh, whoops. 5.
5. So you say, okay, I'm going to divide this by 5, I get left with 1. I'm going to divide this by 5, I'm left with 2. Okay, that's not the only one. There's more. What about 6 and 9? What number goes into 6 and 9, DJ? 3. So I divide 6 by 3, I get 2. I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. And the other ones? You can't do two top numbers. It has to be a top of the bottom. Nothing else here are common factors, so you multiply across, you end up with 4 over 3, and just make that, simplify that, and make it 1 1/3. That's a whole lot easier than taking 60 over 45 and then working with that, in my opinion. It saves you a lot of steps and a lot of time, and it's a lot easier multiplication kind of stuff. Same thing works with if it's a division problem. What if I have 5/6 divided by 5/2? Okay, put a big asterisk on there because this only works when it is multiplication. I can't cross anything off right there, even if it could. But what's the rule for division by fractions? Kelvin, you?
The
flip, and then it does become a multiplication problem. So after you flip, then you can cross cancel, but not before. Can't cross cancel when it's division, but only when it's multiplication. What there crosses out, Ariel?
5 and 5.
Okay, make sure you cross them off and leave a 1, because there's always going to be 1 right there. What else crosses out there, Jacob? Kunzendorf?
2 and 6.
2 and the 6. What number goes in them? 2. Goes in the 2 ones, 2 goes in the 6 3 times. And then I'm just left with multiplying across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 1 is 3. 1/3 is your answer. Let's see what else. How about this one? You do this one. 1 1/2 times 2 2/3. 1 and 1/2 times 2 and 2/3. Do that for me and do the cross canceling, please. 1 1/2 times 2 and 2/3. One and 1/2 times 2 and 2/3. First of all, you gotta make them improper. You don't get that right, the rest is gonna be new. You should have got 3/2 times 8/3, correct? And Eli, what crossed off there?
The 3 and 3 crossed off.
Those cross off because they each go to each other once, and then what else crosses off, Kelsey? 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 4 times, so you're left with 4 times 1 over 1 times 1, which is just 4. Your life will be so much easier if you do this. It won't even be